Hello, dear student. Welcome to lesson 9, the last part of the reading, part 4. The agenda for today's presentation is we're going to discuss 4 types of reading tasks. As you remember, there are 11, so the 4 left, we're going to discuss it, and the last section will be about learning synonyms. So these task types are sentence completion, diagram or flowchart completion, matching sentence endings, and summary completion. Let's start with sentence completion. So these tasks acquire you or check your ability to locate detailed and specific information. Most of the times the instructions are as follows, like write no more than 3 words and or a number. From the passage. There can be 1 word only or no more than 2 words. So these are the limited number for this type is like 1, 2, and 3. So keep in mind that if there is a written no more than 3 words, that will mean that you can write 1 number and 1 word, or 1 number or 2 words. In total, it should be 3, and it is advisable to keep it short. So if you can answer the answer with 1 or 2 words, you need to answer it, because any extra word will be counted as a mistake. Okay, numbers can be written using figures or words. That means you can write either the number 1 in written form or number 1 in a numeric form. This thing is really important. So contracted, shortened forms of the words will not be tested, will not be counted as a point. For example, the word don't won't be counted. So you need to write do not, and so on. Another thing is hyphenated words count as single words. For example, the word tight-fisted, although it consists of 2 words, but it is linked with hyphen. Therefore, this word counts as a 1 word only. And the questions are in the same order as the information in the passage. So you can go either 1 question and go back to text, the beginning of the text, and find it, or either you can read all the sentence first and then go back to the text and find it in order. Okay, this is the sample of sentence completion. As you see, you need to write 1 word only. So in the practice materials, I'll provide the text for these tasks. Open it, download it, print it, and practice it, please. This is the example of diagram flowchart completion. So I didn't write the tips because the tips are the same as for the sentence completion. So in diagram and flowchart completion, they usually say again, write no more than 1 word, 2 words or 3 words, or a number. Also, in some cases, you may have some options to put on. But in most of the cases, you need to write the word from the text. And also, the flowchart completion is usually connected with 1 paragraph or 1 part of the text. So you won't have to look at the whole text. For example, in this case, this is the model of dinosaur. And as you see, I circled the title first. Of course, you need to read the title. And then usually people say that you need to look at or focus at the words before the gap and after the gap. But in this case, you need to understand the whole structure of this diagram. Therefore, read carefully all the words which is written in the diagram. Again, underline the keywords, think of synonyms and paraphrasing. And then go to that section of the reading. Scan it, read it very carefully, and find the exact word that suits to the gaps. Okay, matching sentence endings. Here is the example of it. So step 1 is that you need to read the beginning of the sentence first, underline keywords. As you remember, in one sentence we have around no more than 3 words for the keywords. So I underline 3 words here. And then you need to analyze it in negative or positive connotation. For example, in question 37, it says, linguists like Peter Austin believe that every language is unique. So the word unique makes the whole sentence positive, in a positive connotation. So I put plus nearby. Step 2, you need to read the text, particularly about this, let's say, author, the linguist Peter Austin. And you need to cover all the information that is written in the text about this person so that you can make the judgment and find the other half of the sentence. Step 3, you need to match with the options. And again, as you see, we have only 4 questions but 7 options, which is usual in IELTS. You have more options than the questions. Summary completion. Also, the instruction is also written like write no more than 1, 2, or 3 words or a number. In this case, the summary, comparing to the flow or diagram chart or sentence completion, the summary is usually covers the whole text. So therefore, you need to understand the whole idea of the text. In this case, you'll probably first need to skim the text and scan the text for the specific words. Again, as you see, I underlined the words before and after the gap, but it's not the case. You need to look at the picture as a whole. Okay, so the final part of our presentation is learning synonyms and learning paraphrasings. So I divided this notion into 2 sections, as you see here. The synonym paraphrasing, it's quite similar in its sense, but it's quite different in its usage. For example, synonyms are usually nouns. There can be adjectives and verbs as well, but most of the time nouns. For example, a word or phrase with nearly the same meaning. For example, happy and cheerful. They have almost the same meaning. And in case of paraphrasing, you repeat something written or spoken but in different words. For example, let's meet at 12 might be, in other words, we shall see each other at noon. So as you see, only one word left unchanged, the preposition at. But the other words are all different. Even the time you can write, you can paraphrase. So you need to be really strong in synonyms and paraphrasing because the reading section is heavily relied on this knowledge of paraphrasing and synonym. Therefore, after this lesson, I'll put the material of list of paraphrasings and synonyms taken from the IELTS test. So in a day, you can start learning 5 words with synonyms or with paraphrasings. So you really need to work on this part. So there is no trick, there is no secret. You just have to learn it and face it that you need to be strong in terms of vocabulary, how to paraphrase and synonym, and knowing synonyms. Okay, so let's practice. You need to match synonyms here. I took the indirect meaning of the phrases, which means the phrases on the left side is paraphrased. For example, many people were skeptical. So here you make it connotation, right? Skeptical means negative. So many people were skeptical. So let's look at the options. So here we have negative words like disconnected, quick to sue, pirated, suspected, and unbiased. Oh, we have so many negatives here. So please take your copybook, write down from 1 to 8 and match with its synonyms. And after that, I'm going to reveal now the answers. So many people were skeptical is G. They suspected that were faked. Yeah, the two words are in negative form here, suspected and faked. Okay, and the other options, you can read it through, write them in your stickers and put it on the wall, or nearby you, and learn by heart. Here, in this case, you need to match opposites. Yeah, not the synonyms, but opposites. So also take a few minutes, stop the video, write down from 1 to 8 and match the letters. And here we have the answers. Indirect meaning in matching opposites are, for example, that's quite interesting. Yes, no questions. The answer is open form queries. So even the word question is paraphrased here as queries. So, and many more phrases you will find in your practice materials. So I'm going to repeat it. You need to learn minimum 5 phrases per day in order to achieve good results in reading. Okay, so as I repeated previously in the previous section, in previous lesson 8, so here are the steps of how to send the homework. So just keep in mind that we have 2 WhatsApp groups, main IELTS Essential and IELTS Homework. And starting from the next lesson, we'll be having a special platform. So the WhatsApp group main IELTS Essentials will be removed, and you will have the access for the platform. But still, you'll need to send your homework to the WhatsApp group, which is IELTS Homework. Also, if you have any queries, please write to the chat. I'll be glad to answer. Okay, have a nice day. Bye-bye.